Literary Lockdown Log, Night 1. After giving birth to our first film, Bad CGI Sharks, the demand for a follow-up feature was barely audible. To quiet those masses, we've agreed to lock ourselves inside Mateo's apartment until a new script is born.
Yeah, I agreed to nothing. You filled the locks with super glue, and Mateo won't let me break a window.
It's bad luck.
You're thinking of a mirror.
No, I'm thinking of a number between 8,556 and...
I think my co-creator's commitment to the pact may be waning. It may be time to take drasticer measures. Shh. Guess who took an involuntary blood oath? Ow! These guys! Woo!
MaJaMa. MaJaMa. MaJaMa.
Fucking way. Are you kidding me?
You think it's real?
I don't know. I gotta get a closer look. Holy shit.
Wonder how long they've had this here.
That's crazy.
Do you realize how many people would want to see
I'm
this?
filming this right now. Look at this. This is incredible.
How you doing, everybody? And welcome to MaJaMa Jams. Hello, movie nerds. We are...
You just said it, MaJaMa.
Yeah, your name.
Oh, Mr. MaJaMa.
Ja.
Ma.
Mateo, Jason, Matthew, and we are here talking about movies. And today we are doing the shot in 2009 and premiering in 2015, long delayed, found footage also ran, Oren Peli's Area 51. So fairly straightforward. We have two friends who have become quite obsessive in the past couple months, joined by a third one who's kind of just along for the ride. And they are obsessive conspiracy theorists that want to break into the famous Area 51 and see if there's anything there. And they do. And that's the plot.
And chaos ensues.
Really can't say too much more than that as far as the structure of it,
Yes.
because we'll get into all the rest.
Found footage and all the rest, it doesn't really... it goes from one scene to another. There is not really a structure, but yes, that's pretty much what happens. There is a antefact 3 months prior to the actual series of events, where one of the lead, I guess.
Reed.
Yes.
Reed the lead.
Reed the lead, who is the second attempt of cloning Conan O'Brien. And he has a sort of a blackout during a party that he cannot explain.
What? Is that Reed? It's fucking really hurt, dude. Oh, fuck. What is Reed doing in front of the car? What's going on?
Or the whole party blacks out.
And the whole party blacks out, true. And then he gets obsessed with it. Spoiler alert, we already know from the beginning that they don't make it.
My brother wouldn't just disappear. 3 people aren't just gonna disappear. Something is going on. And the fact that nobody knows anything, nobody will talk to us, everybody's avoiding us, for what? Somebody knows something, and they're not telling us.
So we know that it's not gonna end well. But that personally didn't detract to being engaged into the story.
Well, to do a little of the backstory of us coming to this movie, we saw together back in 2009, I believe, when it came out.
Yes.
Paranormal Activity. Saw that.
I demanded it.
That's right. You're on the DVD.
My name is among the 75 million ones.
How much you get paid?
If I had a penny for every time they paid me, I'd had a penny.
Oh, I mean, some profit at least.
Yeah. Well, actually, the electricity bill to write and everything, I broke even.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we saw Paranormal, and we're at the ArcLight Hollywood. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Is that one gone too? Oh, they're all
ArcLights
gone.
are gone.
Yes.
It was a great experience. As we often mention, it was a respectful audience who seemed in the mood to watch a movie, complete silence. And
except for the gasps.
Yeah, no, they were
I'm saying
they were enthralled.
Appropriate
Yes.
noises, not like chatter.
The whole atmosphere was really engaged into the movie.
Incredibly creepy. So we were all very smitten with it, and of course that would become, which we'll get into a little bit later, that was kind of the resurgence of the found footage genre with the popularity of it.
Yeah.
And so we were all curious to see what the director, writer, or I guess everything, kind of like at that point,
Yes.
the everything guy, like we were on Sharks, we were eager to see what he did next. We heard about Area 1 pretty quickly, I think.
51.
31?
Area 1 was the first draft.
Right, I was thinking of the insert number joke here.
What did the number 0 say to the number 8? Nice belt.
Area 51 we heard about pretty quickly. I think in the present time back then we were waiting like where the hell is
you
it?
got the trailer of a train car being torn apart, right?
You're thinking of Super 8.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Or was that a joke?
It was a joke.
Oh.
And a rather funny one.
No, but there was some sort of
there was
at least something that made us
there was
aware
a teaser
of its
trailer.
existence.
Yes. So there was that one, and almost simultaneously-ish, there was The River on television, produced by Steven Spielberg.
Let's pump the brakes a second.
Yes.
We'll get into that.
I don't think any of us are driving.
Timeline. But yes, we watched The River together, probably because of the name. And then fast forward to however many months ago when we were talking about, I think I was just one night was like, wait a minute, what the hell happened with Area 51? Just one of those random thoughts, the same way that you said,
Yes.
I think one day you looked at Matthew Lillard and that's how you found that shitty sex movie.
Yes.
I was just laying on the couch like, what the hell ever happened? Area 51 ever came out. I looked it up and I was like, hey guys, remember this? Mateo, of course, bought it within 0.5 seconds and here it is. So
I have a problem.
We've been interested in watching this one for a while. And should we talk about its own little journey research quickly? Just a little couple tidbits of how, what was it? You said it shot in 2009.
Yes, and then with pickups on 2013 after...
With a different director?
No, I think that it was Oren Peli, but they brought in a different director to write some stuff that I don't know.
And no real explanation for that massive gap.
No. And then
6 years is a very long time.
Yes, and then 2 more years after that, and it finally premiered 1 week at the Alamo Drafthouse.
And that was it.
2 generally abysmally bad reviews. I guess that people, frankly, they were waiting for another Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, but the hilarious thing is that by that time they had 6 more Paranormal Activities. Literally.
Yes.
They were waiting for another one. They had a smorgasbord.
Very
so,
true.
With that, I can now ask you guys, I wanted to immediately afterwards, did you like it?
I did.
Funny enough, as compared to Paranormal Activity, this is much more far-fetched.
Yes.
Which is funny to say.
No, that was actually one of the main points I was going to bring up.
Everybody was saying, oh, the first hour is just a lulling and everything, because nothing really happens in terms of aliens.
I disagree, though. I feel like...
No, in terms of story. They say nothing happens because if you want to...
I disagree, too.
Oh. 2 against 1.
No. I remember reading that. I think it was actually the Roger Ebert review, and I even had it memorized. It was something like that last relatively tense half hour was probably why they thought this would be a good follow-up to Paranormal Activity. The first rather boring one is probably why it sat on the shelf for 6 years, was how they placed it. So I also went in with that conception of, oh, we're going to have to go through a lot till we get to there. And perhaps the age-old thing of expectations, good or bad, will probably make it easy to flip the other way. I was like, no. I thought that it was fun. Yeah. I liked the build-up to the meeting the girl, the one friend who's creeped out, pitted against the enthusiasm of the other two, the getting the equipment. So I completely disagreed that, and again, I could have just had that because I had that expectation on. But I completely disagreed. Nothing happened the first hour.
Me too. But
I was with you. I was with it the whole time.
I found that 3 characters adequate for the story. It didn't seem that there was too much acting in terms of acting. A couple of things like the dog. Okay, I understand that you need to put a jump scare, but...
Oh, fuck! Help! Reed! jerky. Throw the jerky.
Fucking hey. Just feeding something real quick. Just play.
Yeah, she's nice. She's just playing.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
It would have been better had they locked it into a room or something, because they just like give him.
Plus, your arm's gonna be pretty fucked up. I mean, if a dog
yes,
bites you, that's.
And it's a big dog.
And it's holding
yes.
on for a good 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's gonna fuck your hand up.
The only thing I could do, trying to strain and give them the benefit of the doubt, is like I said, okay, the kids are going to sleep, put the dog in the room with them. Otherwise than that, having lived with dogs who incessantly bark, I do understand your point that that's a little ridiculous.
But
you know,
minor thing. I think that it's had a nice build up, a couple of moment like when they get to the motel that is unlocked, that then she shows up, the weird guy with the binoculars. So I was entertained. I was not bored.
Before we get into the rest of the genre and the other stuff, Matthew, were you bored at all? Were you with it? What was your 2 cents?
I said it before.
Comatose, non-responsive behavior, marks on necks and arms.
It's okay. Just, he didn't notice us. He's wearing headphones.
Also, the idea of a janitor. I mean, think about how much clearance and how much you got to make sure someone's invested in this job and this facility to never mention it to anyone else.
Yes.
So who are you vetting as your janitor to work at Area 51 to fucking vacuum the floors? How much does he know?
Carpet.
He had a vacuum.
Wait, what? There was a janitor?
He was dragging the vacuum. Remember when he walks past the cubicle? It's like a jump scare.
Yeah, they say he has earphones, so he's not gonna hear
So I
us.
mean, some dude just, you don't remember or retain anything. You just.
This is deteriorating.
I mean, it wasn't.
All right, look.
You are watching live a brain turned into mush.
This is actually a covert anti-drug commercial. They're gonna film me and just put it out, and be like, you don't want to end up like this.
You can get that shit into a strip club, and the bouncers and all that. There's a lot of security at strip clubs, I know, trust me. And if you can get that shit in there and no one finds out, you're golden.
You found that the ludicrous nature was a little hard to buy into?
Not ludicrous, but...
Well, I know exactly what you mean comparatively to Paranormal. I would actually say that what surprised me about this, and maybe again kind of, you should never go in with an idea of a movie, I guess, but I kind of had that idea of boredom. I actually thought it was a fun movie. I thought I had the sense that I was with buddies in the middle of the desert, scared for my life, running around, trying to break in somewhere. Like when you're a kid and you're going to go do pyro in a haunted house or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, almost that it does feel like almost like more teenage shit than it would be for these guys. Like just the idea of breaking into someone's house, trying to steal their access code.
Home invasion seemed fun.
Yeah. It seemed more like something teenagers would do, and granted, these guys are trying to actually get the...
Well, they do start him off by saying they got scarily obsessed, in fairness.
Yes.
And well, obviously the dude's been abducted, so he has a different perspective.
Yes, or whatever.
Experience.
It reminded me of the beginning of Mysterious Skin.
With any found footage, you have to ask, what are we watching?
Yes.
In terms of, are you supposed to be seeing this as edited film?
Thank you.
Or are you just seeing the raw footage
Yes.
cut together in theory? Did someone actually put this together? Did someone actually edit it with the interviews in the first part? What is on the screen? It's blank right now. How could we even possibly tell?
Yeah.
On that exact note, that was one of the points I wanted to bring up, because while I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, we've talked sometimes, like we talk about the director and the screenwriter and the actors, but the person who makes what you literally end up seeing and call the movie is the editor.
Yes.
So similarly, I was thinking, so what is the deal? What's the deal with these? What the hell is this? Did someone put this together and edit? And on the back, it actually says, now you can watch their journey put together from the footage that we found, which I thought was cool, because that was my next question is, are we supposed to take these found footage movies as, look, we found this footage, put it together, had someone edit it to... But then, see, you make a good point, because then it's... on one hand, it is edited for kind of like a movie-esque line, but then like, why would you have so many cutaways? Why wouldn't you take like, we're going to edit the found footage, it's going to be the best, clearest stuff to put into it. But they at least made an effort to say, this is going to be, this was assembled.
Yeah, well, also like, especially in the beginning where they're going to the party and you have like a 2-second clips of them walking in, cutting it here, cutting it here, cutting it here. So you're trying to sell the idea, because you obviously don't want to have 5 minutes of them walking into a literal house party. So you, I mean, obviously you're editing, but yes, it is kind of confusing because you're editing to make a movie, but at the same time you're trying to edit it to make it look like it's not edited, but almost with like a 90s VHS camera where you just got to take what you can get in terms of where you cut from shot to shot. So yeah, it's always the kind of question. I don't think anyone's ever really presented it as a found footage movie as not being edited. Like even Blair Witch is not like, here's the entire like, here's a camera with one VHS tape in it. Here is the VHS.
Here's literally just
here's
what we found.
What the raw footage is.
At the beginning of Grave Encounter, the director, producer, whatever, allegedly,
they address it.
Yes, they address the thing that to condense it to the 90 minutes of the movie, they actually did some kind of work.
I want to be very clear about this. What you're about to see is not a movie, okay? This has been assembled from some 76 plus hours of raw mini DV source footage that was shot for Lance's show. Not a frame of this has been doctored. It hasn't been manipulated in any way. This is just raw footage that's been edited strictly for time.
The good thing is that there are not jump scares because of editing. All the jump scares happen in front of the camera for something like that. When the alien comes up, it's even if it's CGI, it's still pretty creepy.
I like the spaceship effect.
Yes.
The hand touching it and kind of almost like it was opening or shifting for him because he was.
What did you guys think about the use of the traditional, one might say, cliche alien? Because I thought the movie did a pretty good job of bringing you into the lair and setting up the atmosphere. And then when they went, then they were like, these are rubber suits. And I was like, is that a decoration? Or are they commenting on what we know is the alien is actually, as he said, their flight suit. Like if you see a NASA astronaut, an alien would be like, is that their skin with the bubble?
Yes.
Which was a cool idea. But because the movie did a good job, I was like, they've done that idea a lot? Really?
I remember specifically from not Tales from Halloween. Whatever short compilation of horror movies that Terrifier first premiered in.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called.
The original appearance of Art the Clown.
Yeah, not Tales from Halloween, but something like that, where they actually have that. I think it's an alien, something with a painting. I think the painting is of Art, but there's an alien and he's pretty much in the suit.
It's a flight suit.
To make it look like a giant, with the giant eyes, could be the visor or something, and there'd be a giant head.
What I was going to say is that after all the buildup, when the first reveal, and then it doesn't matter because when the alien pops up, it's the same, was just the rubber, big-headed gray one. I hate to say it because the whole time I was waiting with a movie like this, even if you're kind of jaded, you're kind of like, show me the money shot, where's the alien? So I was looking forward to that either way.
But you never get to see the actual alien. I mean, you get
when he rises up. Like Mateo mentioned.
And vaguely when he grabs the soldier in the cafeteria or whatever it is.
Chasing after Darren?
Yes.
Turn around! Whoa, hey, what's chasing me?
Put your hand up!
Turn around! It's chasing me! It's right behind you! Turn around!
And then he sees him through the boards of the table.
I don't know, I kind of thought that was a little, it made me balk. I was like, that's a little cheesy. I was expecting you guys to, like, improve or switch the look in some way.
But you never get to see a full-on...
In the gift shop, he even says, if you thought they looked like these little comic book guys, but no, they're terrifying.
So
I'm
it almost looks like...
we're going to get a crazy alien?
I would be skeptical, too, if I thought they were these comic book little green aliens.
They're not these furry little sweet creatures. They're scary, man.
And the one that he saw had rows of teeth, like several back.
The eyes black, just endless black pit. It's like white blood,
They shed their skin.
But when we see them, they're not wearing the flight suits, but they're pretty close to what the flight suits are.
What the shot he's talking about, which I guess you didn't see, where he Michael Myers up, he just looks like exactly like the suits you saw. I gotta say, I was a little disappointed by that. I did enjoy it. I liked the creepy atmosphere. I liked the way that they showed the aliens flinging everything around. That was awesome. But to just but
then when we see him in the cafeteria scene, he looks different.
Think of the money shot in Signs.
It looks much bigger.
Think of the money shot in Signs, right?
Yeah.
At their child's birthday party.
Yes.
The alien looks like me naked.
Move, children. Vámonos.
Not even a joke, sadly. Horrifying, genuinely creepy, and that is basically the cliche look. This one, I almost feel bad saying this because I really enjoyed being in there so much otherwise, but
That's what she said.
It's just like it's like a party favor. And in fact, when they did it, I was like, oh, he's like, these aren't them, they're rubber. I'm like, okay, I don't know why they have decorations, but these are like gift shop decorations.
What the fuck? Don't go over there.
Just hanging.
What?
Just hanging. They're not real.
I don't get it.
They're rubber. Maybe they wear them when they go out on Earth. I don't know. You know, like an astronaut wears on the moon.
So I think those are the flight suits, but I think the whole idea is maybe that flight suit does fit the shape of their head. So they look similar
Money
to
got
that.
a big ass head.
But the classic alien look, I think, is I've always liked the idea that it would be just their suit that we've seen. Same way you would look at an astronaut and think it was a giant, black fishbowl looking creature, almost like a robot monster with a giant chubby white suit and a kind of weird fishbowl head.
Or the beginning of The Sheriff and the Silent Kid.
Yeah.
Where Bud Spencer is mistaken as an alien because he went to pick up honey from his bees and he had the headrest of a honey guy, and forget it. I'm the only one who knows this movie.
That remains to be seen.
Over there! What is it?
Get back! Everybody back!
Look, it's Sheriff Hall!
So yeah, I don't know. I kind of wanted them to go more with it, and they obviously had a little bit of a budget. I will say that while the final stuff with the ship was cool, and I like the effect of the camera like literally dropping out as they ascend, it's almost like it didn't laugh or take me out, but it's like, all right, that's CGI. As opposed to like with Katie in Paranormal, it's so grainy and night vision and slow imperceptible doors and stuff that you just, oh my god. Here it's like, oh, okay, yeah, CGI stuck up in the sky, as opposed to like, oh my, it's just, he got pulled up, which was the first one, you're like, oh, engage, get back, she ate him in the blood. And
also in their defense too, they have a location that we all feel accustomed and comfortable in. You have the setting of a house and a bedroom. You also have the fact that, okay, we're going to do a little bit of this. Okay, night. Oh shit, what's going to happen? The slow hum, and then we see something happen on screen.
Yeah, the hum.
Which isn't ever too crazy unless it's Katie being pulled off. Even that, I mean, that's more realistically done. There's nothing too over the top that we see in Paranormal. But this every other, most of the effects towards the end are just a little crazy. And then just breaking into any military base, especially something as heavily guarded as Area 51, just you got to suspend your disbelief a lot, which is funny to say comparing it to Ghosts. But I think there's a lot more people who will gravitate towards the existence of ghosts versus the existence of.
You're on point with everything, dude. That's why Paranormal work, because it's familiar, used to, easier to believe. All of that just ties into why that one was a horrific creep show, and this one, like I said, was just fun. But as far as the actual footage you're watching, you think that probably you'd say Paranormal is the most that, like you said, you buy, that nothing seems like why you filmed it, even though Blair Witch is still pretty good.
Yes, I think that Paranormal has one extra element that Blair Witch doesn't. Paranormal happens in your home. Blair Witch happens out in the woods. And if you go in the woods, is not a foreign concept. I might get in trouble. There might be a cougar, a snake, or whatever.
Or anal sex, hungry hillbillies.
Yes, or a pedophile, whatever. In the privacy of your home, or privacy, as actually they say in London, which is in England, it's 10 times terrifying. That's why one of the scariest scene to me in the history of ever is in The Strangers, when she's in the foreground doing her business and the bad guy.
Was also the exact example of fucking with them. You're not just gonna go and kill them, and you're so close to them. You're watching from the next room over.
Yes.
And you're not even gonna do anything. You just walk away.
And it happens inside your house, which is, yes.
Do you guys think it was worth not writing to watch this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. You don't?
No, I don't really care for it.
I really appreciate the fact that Oren Peli did something different. This is different than Paranormal Activity. Yes, it's still a found footage, but in tone and in choices is different. And The River is different than Paranormal and than this one. So I like the fact that it's just not the one-trick pony.
Okay, that hurts a lot.
Well, I go with 1, 2, probably a half. I think it's entertaining just like to watch it like that.
Yeah, I am going to go.
The half is because of the nudity.
Where was there nudity? Where was the sexuality?
The aliens were raping them at the end.
Yes.
I think they get pulled up ass first. Right onto here. So I'm going to do a 1, a 2, a 3, because in the end, no matter what we could nitpick, I actually, like I said, I wasn't bored and I had fun.
Okay, well, I'll be close to that. I'll do 1, 2, 3, and a 75th.
MaJaMa.
I don't think this really.
No.
Like I said, the only
But
connection.
the format.
No, the only connection I think is just the found footage and Oren Peli.
Perhaps I'm leaning too heavily on the fact it's Oren Peli's second feature.
Yes.
Yeah. Besides that, I don't really think there's any. I mean, you're obviously going to be like, oh shit, I love Paranormal Activity. You might like this as well. But I don't think there's actually a huge payoff, even what you get to see at the end.
I will say that
for the journey.
I don't think there is a payoff. I don't think there is a.
And like you don't got to explain shit, but you just got to.
I wanted more of a crescendo.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping we're going to see a cool take on the classic alien archetype. And I do agree that the sit-up scene and cutaway was a little creepy, but it just looks like a dollar store toy.
All right, can we put that?
Yeah, we'll put it on.
I need to see that scene again.
You didn't catch it at all?
No.
It was quick.
Oh, fuck. Run. Go.
That's it, I guess.
That's it.
That's it.
So we're going to go back to not writing now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I had an idea somewhere in...
It's so useless.
Oh, yeah. I remember, I think I put it here.
That's the one.
Yes.
What does it say?
It says...
Just a drawing of a penis. Again?
No, it says, look at the 257th ball of paper behind you.
Oh, it's this one.
How convenient. Oh, you
this is a
drawing of a penis.
Yeah.
MaJaMa.
probably cut this part, but on IMDb, somebody said that Bad CGI Sharks is better than The Godfather.
No, we're not cutting this. That's actually, honestly, if you go to IMDb, there was a review that says we're kind of a crappy movie, but at the same time says legitimately that we're better than The Godfather and we had more fun. They had more fun with our Father than us. So suck it, Coppola.